Hey, it's Marilyn Devonish here from transformationstm.com, and it is the favorite day of the week. It's Tarot Tuesday. So what that means is we're going to be doing a series of angel tarot card readings today. I believe I'm doing 16 readings so far. So in terms of what we've got coming up, a few people are asking about sense of direction. So I think we're going to go with the life purpose deck. We've got questions about romance, so we'll pull out the romance deck for that. I think I also feel a bit of Archangel Michael action coming on, so we'll be having a look at that. Got a question about motherhood, so I think the goddess guidance cards will be brilliant for that. And of course, the favourite, it's the Archangel Power deck. So if you are joining us, we're going to be going live. Where is it? So if this were a movie set, we're nearly ready to rock and roll. So we're going to be going live in about 5 minutes. So if you happen to be around having a lunch break or something like that, then head on over to the membership group, and that's where we will be. If you are joining us, grab some water. And of course, if you are working at the moment, then once I've done it, brilliant. So that's fantastic, Lisa. As I was about to say, if you happen to be at work, then of course the replay video will be there for you when we finish. So yes, 5 minutes. Tarot Tuesday, and normally what happens is there's a theme that emerges every single month. Like, we have no idea. Actually, I'm gonna look back and remind myself what the theme was last time. And so I've no idea what it will be this time round. Always interesting to see, and oftentimes, even though I'm using a really diverse range of decks, we still see the theme coming through. So that's always really interesting. Oh, brilliant. Casey's going to grab my lunch and join you. Fabulous. So I've just had my brunch, so I'm all fueled up. And I'm doing it a bit earlier today because at 6:30 p.m. I'm running my archetypal branding and archetypal profiling video webinar. And then at 8:30 I'm doing a Facebook Live interview with Sifu Boggy. And on that one we're talking about photo reading. And so that will take me up to 9:30/10 p.m. today. So we'll get the Tarot Tuesday action in a little bit earlier. Yeah, and we'll go from there. Fab. Oh, just seeing popped up, somebody's just done the archetypal journey quiz. Cool. It's been such fun actually seeing the results of that one. And so tonight, if you're joining us, while we're on the subject, tonight if you're joining us, I'm going to take you through the results of the quiz. So you just get a sense of, how that works. Going to give you an overview of the archetypal journey. I'm going to look at some of the archetypal profiles, and we've also got something a little bit freaky. Yesterday, because we're in slightly different time zones to Nike. Yesterday, I was preparing the slides, finishing them off, and I've got an archetypes grid. And what I've done is I've linked it to corporations. And so I'm looking at Nike, and I said to myself, I wonder if I should take Nike off, because I put them on there in 2007. And so I was just saying to myself, I wonder if I should take Nike off, because they're not the kind of the kind of company anymore that I associate with that archetypal energy, which is the warrior energy, or what you might call the hero energy if you're looking at it in the context of an organization. And so I said, I'm going to sleep on it and I'll see how I feel in the morning about leaving Nike in that spot, or do I take them off and do I do something else? Well, lo and behold, put on my iPad this morning, the newsfeed is blowing up with the Colin Kaepernick ad that's just dropped from Nike. If that isn't warrior energy, because the warrior energy is also about defending the underdog, it's about standing up, it's about doing what you feel to be right, even if people don't agree with you. And so when I saw it this morning, I had goosebumps, and I was like, you know what, Nike, you can stay. But it's so weird, because there's of all the archetypes, I was absolutely fine with all of them except for Nike. And I stopped and I looked at it and I thought, I'm not sure. And I'll do a Facebook Live about it later if I've got time, just to show you the grid. I will show you, if you haven't seen the ad, I'll show you the ad. I'm sure you've all seen it by now. But yeah, it was completely freaky. So yeah, anyway, Tarot Tuesday, and we already picked a card for the month ahead, which is an interesting one about, you know, asking for help. It's what I call the Cinderella card. And so once we've done all the readings, I will probably also pull an overarching card. Let me just have a quick shufti. Oh, hi, Alison. How are you? Thank you. Alison says I rock. So it's going to be, let's have a quick shufti then before we go, before I head off. And 16 readings is actually quite a lot. I remember once I was, you know, I don't know how, but for some reason the cards definitely decided they wanted 2 or 3 cards per person, and I'm doing like, you know, 20 readings. Now we get to about an hour and 10 minutes. I said to the group who are on Facebook Live, I says, look, do you want me to stop? And do you want me to do this another day? Like, let's do a part 2. They're like, no, we're here now, get on with it. So it's always an interesting one. Sometimes we whiz through, sometimes not, but 16 readings, we'll see how we go. Probably be about an hour. So let's see if there are a message for people watching this particular Facebook Live as a quickie. What would it be? Oh, sorry, I should have shown you. What I do is I pick, when I'm shuffling the cards, let me stand up so I can show you. Now, I've already picked one, but when I'm shuffling the cards, what I see, I have them face down. So I'm always looking at them like that. And you'll know that if you've done because we've been doing Tarot Tuesday for 2 years now. Can you believe that? 2 years. And so what I do when I'm choosing the cards, there normally will be a card that for whatever reason stands out to me. So I will pick it, it goes face down on the desk, and then once I've picked it, I will turn it over. And the reason I do that is, number one, not normally people don't even bother to tell me what the reading is about. So of the 16 people I'm reading for today, 3 of them I think have said, oh, you know, a card about, you know, work and business, or a card about direction. Normally we go for what I call a cold reading, which I actually prefer, because when a card comes up about eating more organic vegetables and a person tells me they've just, you know, gone out randomly and bought organic vegetables, we know we're onto something. So that's really cool. So the card that I picked, oh, it's okay. So really, I like this one. Well, I like them all, but this is the card that I've just very quickly picked. Hi, Jules. And so it's the High Priestess, number 2 in what you call the Major Arcana, which is the kind of big life journey. And if we were talking about it in terms of archetypal journey, this isn't far from hearing the call. So you might have just sort of stepped over the threshold, just gearing up for tonight. So what it says on this card, it says powerful psychic insights, reflection and meditation that provides valuable information, be at peace. This one is often coming up when it's a card about, you know, looking after your emotions, getting your emotions back in balance. So it could be, and I was going to say the past month, but it actually feels like not even the past quarter. It almost feels like at least the last 6 months, if not a little bit longer, have been what you might call emotionally turbulent. And it doesn't necessarily mean there's been big stuff going on, like, you know, a tsunami, but it almost feels like whatever's been happening has been unsettling. That's the way I put it. I think that's a better word. So it's been unsettling. So you haven't almost been able just to sit and relax into the flow of life. That's the way I'll put it. And so this one, it feels as though, you know, taking that time for reflection, it's all, you may have been through a lot. If you actually sat and wrote, and you got your diary, because the reason I would say to people, look, if you're doing reflection, get your diary, because it's really easy to go, oh yeah, not much has happened. And then you look at your diary and go, well, I did this and I did that. Oh my God, and there was this. Oh, and then suddenly like the floodgates open. So I would suggest that if you sat down and you looked at your diary for the last 6 months, you'll probably be amazed at how much has happened, amazed at how much you've had to just take in your stride. Because it feels like, I see. I can see the game in my head. I'm just asking for the name. The name is called the game is called Whack-A-Mole, where, you know, something pops up and then you smash it down with a little rubber hammer, and then something else pops up over there, so you bop that with a little hammer, and then something pops up over here and you bop that with a little hammer. And so it feels like in many respects it's been a little bit relentless for the last 6 months. You get a little bit of breathing space. You go, whew, okay, we're good. And then something else pops up that requires your attention. And it doesn't have to be bad stuff. It might be that, you know, a project is taking off, something that you're working on is calling for your attention, your energy, your time, your emotional focus. But it feels as though coming into the beginning of this month, it's time just to kind of go, let me just have some reflection time. Let me look at where I've been. Let me look at what I've done. And then we're kind of going to go from there. Okay, well, the second one I picked, just to show you how I picked them, so you might as well just do that, have a quick look at that one. And more water, because if you look at this one, the High Priestess, she's standing in water. And this one is very much about water, which a lot of the time can be, not always, but it's a lot of the time to do with emotions. This is the King of Raphael, warm, generous, honorable, refined. It says, yes, it is safe to trust, the ability to accomplish many things at once and follow your creative passions. So it feels like if this was a football match, it's a game of two halves. The beginning of the month is very much about reflection time, about taking stock. Where are you? Where have you been? Where are you going? And I think the reflection time will help you to learn some lessons and kind of go, okay, let me look at kind of best practice, if you want to put it that way. And then as we head into the final 2 weeks of the month, even the final week and a half, it feels more like, this is where you kind of go, all right, I've had a chance to regroup. And because when it's a little bit frenetic or you haven't had time to think, the way the saying used to be, and I actually said it yesterday to a friend as I was walking back to my diary, I said, you know, that sense where sometimes you don't know if you're coming or going. When you're in that place and that space, you don't even have time for creativity. You're like, yeah, whatever. You're almost just like firefighting. And so it feels as though once you've had a bit of reflection time, once you've had that meditation time, once you've allowed your intuition to flow again and reconnect, that's the place where you then, you know, your creative passions are reignited, because it may be that you haven't been feeling that sense of excitement, that sense of, yeah, oh my God, because it's almost just been sort of keeping up. Cool. Anyway, Tarot Tuesday, we need to get started. So, Kay, hopefully you've had time to have your lunch. Hi, Luciana, just popped on and seen this, so didn't know you did this. Fabulous. Oh, Jules, that's brilliant. Jules says, I was just about to switch off FB and go to meditate, and I saw you live. Well, there you go, Jules. Meditate away. The High Priestess, Archangel Haniel, gives you her permission and endorses that decision. And Luciana, I first learned tarot probably about 20 years ago, and I learnt with the Rider-Waite deck, which is the kind of more traditional deck. And it just really used to use it for myself and a few select friends. And with regards to the Angel Tarot, probably, I don't know, been using those for about 10 years now. And I redid my training a few years ago, well, twice actually, with Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. So yeah, but yeah, a good 20 years I would say I've been using the tarot, and I really like the Angel Tarot cards, because when I first started using the Rider-Waite deck, you know, things like the Tower and the Death card and all the rest of it did used to scare the life out of people, even if you're saying to them it's just about transformation, it's just about letting go. So I really like the Angel Tarot deck. But yeah, I've been doing, you know, Angel Tarot card readings for probably about 10 years now. And we've been doing the Tarot Tuesday readings for it's a free bonus session for the membership group. We do that every single month, so we've been doing that for 2 years now. So yeah, I love a bit of tarot, really good fun. And for those of you who are joining me tonight for the archetypal journey, I really look forward to connecting with you all. The link is somewhere on my page, and if you want to go and you haven't got the link, let me know, I'll put it in the conversation thread. But I'm now going to head over to the Facebook membership group, and let's get Tarot Tuesday underway. And I'm really excited. I definitely feel there's going to be a theme and a vibe that emerges. So thank you all for joining me. Yes, Sita, I love the tarot cards too. Hi, Coral. So yeah, thank you for joining me. I will catch you all later. See you on the other side. And for those of you in the membership group, plenty of water handy. Kay, feel free to bring your lunch. Lisa, see you tonight. And I'll catch you all later. Bye.